Hello, and welcome to another Crack-a-Pack. Today we will be opening our third play booster from Edge of Eternities, and as always, making a draft pick together. And I don't know about you all, but I have really been struggling with this draft format so far. I can't really seem to figure it out, and I really have not been doing well in drafts. So I'm curious to hear if your experience is similar to mine, or if you've been doing well, or somewhere in the middle. I would love to talk with you about it. But for now, let's go ahead and open this up. First up, we have Frontline War Rager. It is 2 under red for a 2/3 Kavu Soldier at common. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tapped creatures, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Insatiable Skittermaw is 2 into black for a 2/2 Insect Horror at common with Menace and Void. At the beginning of your end step, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, or a spell was warped this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Starbreach Whale is 4 into blue for a 3/5 whale at common with flying, and when this creature enters, surveil 2 and warp for 1 into blue. Starport Security is white for a 1/1 artifact creature robot soldier at common. Pay 3 into white and tap another target creature. This ability costs 2 less to activate if you control a creature with a +1/+1 counter on it. Germinating Worm is 4 into green for a 5/5 plant worm at common. When this creature enters, you gain 2 life and warp for 1 into green. Orbital Plunge is 3 into red for a sorcery at common. Orbital Plunge deals 6 damage to target creature. If excess damage was dealt this way, create a lander token. I think this is the frontrunner for me at this point. Command Bridge is a land at common. When this land enters, sacrifice it unless you tap an untapped permanent you control. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Zookeeper Mechan is 1 and a red for a 1/3 artifact creature, robot at common. Tap. Add 1 red mana. Pay 6 and a red. Target creature you control gets +4/+0 until end of turn. Activate only as a sorcery. Pull Through the Weft is 3 green for a sorcery at uncommon. Return up to 2 target non-land permanent cards from your graveyard to your hand. Then return up to 2 target land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Blade of the Swarm is 3 and a black for a 3/1 insect assassin at uncommon. When this creature enters, choose 1. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on this creature. Put target exiled card with warp on the bottom of its owner's library. That seems very good. Starfield Shepherd is 3 white for a 3/2 angel at uncommon. With flying, and when this creature enters, search your library for a basic plains card or a creature card with mana value 1 or less. Reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle, and warp for 1 and a white. Seems very good for landfall, and I like that it helps to cast itself. The rare is Bioengineered Future. It is 1 green for an enchantment at rare. When this enchantment enters, create a lander token. Each creature you control enters with an additional +1/+1 counter on it for each land that entered the battlefield under your control this turn. We have a foil, Embrace Oblivion. It is black for a sorcery at common. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice an artifact or creature. Destroy target creature or spacecraft. We've got a full art island, a lander token, and a robot token. So here is our pack. And I don't know how I feel about the rare. Seems like it might be okay if you put it in the right deck. But even so, you'd really have to play it early for it to have that much of an impact. If you're in an instance where you're really behind, drawing into this really isn't going to do anything for you. And for example, just warping this common would at least gain you 2 life. So yeah, I don't think I'm that interested in the rare. Looking at the rest of the pack, I had kind of called these out as we were going through. And I do like both of them. I think they could both pair really well with green. So I guess for me it would really come down to whether I want a flying creature or a removal spell. And honestly, it's kind of close for me. I like that the orbital plunge can potentially make a lander token, which is almost like warping the Starfield Shepherd. Of course, the Shepherd can only get a plains, and the Shepherd doesn't create an artifact, which might actually matter if you have things that care about artifacts. And then you've got the whole creature part of the Starfield Shepherd. You can shuffle your library. Maybe if you've surveilled something to the top of your library but no longer want to draw it. That is probably a pretty niche scenario, but who knows? Perhaps more likely you've put something on the bottom of your library from a mulligan and want to increase your chances of drawing it. I'm kind of going down a huge rabbit hole, but I guess what I'm saying is that Starfield Shepherd can do quite a lot, but I still think these 2 cards are very close. I guess I'm feeling Starfield Shepherd a bit more, so that is going to be my pick. But of course, let me know down in the comments which card you would be taking. Let me know whether we're aligned, or if you would go with something else in the pack. Would you consider this rare? Or do you think it's bad? Let's talk about it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, I would absolutely love it if you would give it a thumbs up. And please consider subscribing if you haven't already. And I'll be back with new Magic the Gathering ASMR videos every Monday and Friday. I truly appreciate all of your support, and I hope you have a wonderful day.